What will education look like in 2014? Well, it has the potential of transforming itself into something great, but will the system really allow that to happen? Hi, I'm Britt Hyson, editor of Millennial Magazine. Most can agree that education today offers more problems than it does value. The Atlantic recently published an article that proposed the way to improve education in 2014 was with harder tests and less cheating. Because that's their formula for successful education. Harder tests plus no cheating equals smarter kids. Instead of wondering why our kids are cheating in the first place, they think the answer must be to make tests harder. This is what's wrong with the system, and why only 50% of the country's youth is proficient in English, math, and science. Entities like these don't want to isolate the core of the issue, but would rather fight to make the current system even more useless. It's no wonder students are cheating. School is more about competitive testing than it is about collaborative learning. Public education has become a disconnected center for standardized testing and a black and white operation focused on conformity. Our academic institutions are devaluing vocational training and numbing students out to the realities of life. Teaching practices are making them less confident in what they know and less proud of who they are and what they're capable of delivering. This political agenda to propagate information and suppress natural abilities to learn has got to go. Education is a topic politicians love to use to tug on the hearts of voters and make them think that they care about the future of our children. But the truth is that before and after that election, American students continue to suffer. This isn't about an individual's ability to learn and succeed in life. This is about keeping the system broken. A system run by scholastic bureaucrats with one goal in mind: to collect a check. Students are nothing but money for the state. That's why charter schools and the voucher system are threatening to the public education establishment, because students would have the power of voting with their attendance. Whatever school that student decides to attend receives the voucher for the check. But even within this dysfunctional system, learning should be fun, and if it's fun, it's engaging. This is the direction that schools need to go, but right now it's disproportioned, and it's measured on the ability to memorize boring information that's just spit back out on a test. And why is it that a test can only be taken once? A student should be allowed to take a test as many times as they need in order to score well, because the objective should not be to obtain a lettered grade, but to actually learn the material. It's time for education to evolve, and fortunately, some schools are experimenting with different methods in which to do that. While meditation in the form of quiet time has recently sparked new ways to improve the quality of life for students, the flipped classroom is fundamentally shaking up the learning process itself. The flipped classroom model allows individuals to learn at their own speed while receiving personalized instruction from their teacher when they need it most. Instead of spending an hour in front of the class giving a lecture, the teacher records their lesson in video and sends it home with the students. They can then stop, rewind, or watch the lesson as many times as they need to fully understand the material. And when the student returns to class, they're ready to work on assignments that apply the lesson. This theory focuses on the student, not the system. And teachers across the country who are engaging in this new paradigm are seeing just how effective it actually is. One school in particular that's having great success is Carpe Diem out of Yuma, Arizona. They're a tuition-free public charter school that offers grades 6 through 12 personalized blended learning programs by incorporating technological training with face-to-face teacher workshops. Now, over the last 8 years of using this technique, Carpe Diem students have achieved, on average, 92% proficiencies in math and English, and 40% in advanced performance. Carpe Diem encourages students to master what they're learning prior to moving on to the next level. And what's even more interesting is that charter schools like Carpe Diem spend half of what the government allocates per student. What this proves is that it's not a money issue, it's a structural issue. Public schools receive on average $10,000 per student, yet charter schools receive $5,000 per student and are producing happier, smarter kids. How is this possible? Because charter schools have the freedom of breaking out of the traditional teaching models and aren't suffocated by bureaucratic red tape. It's going to be tough to implement the voucher system in this polarized political environment, but it may be easier for schools to adopt this flipped classroom method. We need to give our kids the chance to develop the skills that they need to feel good about themselves in order to become productive members of society. This is the start of a new educational era. Talk to your family, your friends, your colleagues, and push them to share this idea with their kids' teacher. Imagine the possibilities that could stem from hundreds of teachers just trying this process out for a week. The more people that support these changes, the easier it'll be to influence school administrators. We owe it to the next generation of students to create an environment that stimulates intelligence, not stifle it. The power to take action is in you.